Cities like South Bend and Elkhart have for years been trying to walk the fine line of compassion versus neighborhood and community rights. Both cities have several hundred people labeled as homeless. Nationally and in South Bend, about 10% of a given homeless population lives on the streets, not in shelters or in missions. To address the issue of people living on public property, several lawmakers in Indianapolis proposed Senate Bill 197 this year. Supporters said it was about connecting the homeless to available services. This bill, though, gave cities the ability to slap Class C misdemeanors on the homeless or anyone who lives or camps on public property and refuses those services. Bill critic, South Bend Democratic Representative Maureen Bauer, said that was a step too far because of the potential penalty, up to 60 days in jail and a $500 fine.
Because it's just unrealistic to assume that someone who cannot afford stable housing or addiction treatment to afford their fine.
The Senate bill did pass, but without the criminal provision. While that may sound like good news for bill critics like Bauer, she's not celebrating.
I advise anyone who's working against this language to expect it to come back.
Bauer claims the motive for this approach is from the Cicero Institute in Texas. She says Republicans stripped millions of dollars out of the Indiana state budget for Housing First, which the institute strongly criticizes. Cicero claims Housing First doesn't work because it puts people in permanent housing without mandating they get treatment or therapy to address the reasons they're homeless in the first place. The National Library of Medicine, in fact, shows multiple studies citing mixed results on Housing First. The city of South Bend has the largest homeless population in our area and does not have any sort of criminal element to policing the homeless on public property, and likely will not.
We already we have a policy that does not allow large encampments to grow, and you've seen us in the past, when one starts to develop, go in and break that up.
South Bend Police Chief Scott Ruskowski echoes the Indiana Sheriff's Association in opposing the criminal element to the homeless on public property.
Is it a problem in your mind, or is this a solution in search of a problem?
Yeah, I think the latter, but it comes in waves. I think it's just more prevalent now.
The chief says the top-notch homeless services South Bend provides also come with a downside. The homeless come to the area specifically for those services. That can put a strain on the system.
I've witnessed it. I've witnessed people getting off buses or South Shore or whatever the case may be, that they were told, and even some had flyers saying, come to South Bend.
The city of Elkhart does have an ordinance against camping on public property. After being warned, a homeless person has 48 hours to leave and is offered free transportation to the nearest shelter. If that person refuses, it allows for a fine to be levied. An Elkhart spokesperson says neither the city nor the police department has cited anyone for camping on public property in the 10 months since the ordinance has been in effect. South Bend Chief Ruskowski believes the image of the homeless is much more of a concern than the actual danger of the homeless.
There's crime and there's fear of crime, and the fear is still there.
Even though, he says, statistics show the vast majority of serious crime happens outside of the downtown areas where the homeless congregate, and that the homeless are rarely suspects in a crime.
We can all agree that connecting people with housing and treatment is the best way forward, but really can't jail our way out of this problem.
For the record, the original Republican author of this bill says he has no idea why this particular criminal provision was added to his bill that was supposed to be about unsafe buildings. 22 Investigates did reach out over a half dozen times between phone calls and emails, asking to speak with one of the co-sponsors of this bill about the motivation of the bill and if it could come back. While we never got to talk specifically to those authors, the staff responded, but never got the answers to our questions or the interview requested. Thanks for watching. Here's another story you may like, and subscribe to the WSBT 22 YouTube channel.